Hello friends! Okay, so you may be noticing that I'm currently sitting in my car, which I'm going to film in today because it's a school day and the university is open, unlike it was last week when it was icy and gross. So I don't want a bunch of people walking around in my video or looking at me weird, even though they're going to look at me weird anyway. This week is FML week, or Embarrassing Story Week, which I really don't understand why we decided to do this so soon. I don't know. But here it goes. Something you need to know about me is this. I am a very awkward person. Now, I don't mean the, oh, I'm so cute and awkward, oh, just love on me, I'm so adorable kind of awkward. No, I mean social anxiety, awkward, can't speak to people properly. Somebody talks to me and I flip out until I get the words out of my mouth kind of awkward. So keep that in mind, because I'm going to take you back to actually 2 weeks ago, which a lot of the girls are probably doing stories from a while back, but my most recent encounter with awkwardness it's pretty bad. So I'm sitting in my early morning class, which starts at 9, meaning that I have to wake up pretty early to get there on time and get ready. And I'm sitting there watching a Dan Is Not on Fire video. I'm just sitting there minding my business, and since this is my early morning class, I don't really take it upon myself to look nice or presentable or even talk. I don't talk in this class. Like, I've never mentioned or said any words to anyone in this class. I just keep to myself and mind my own business and take my notes, and then I leave and go home and sleep. So I'm sitting there, and the guy who sits right next to me, for some reason this particular morning, decides to talk to me. Good morning. Now, any normal human being would be like, ah, yes, he is talking to me. I should probably reply in a normal fashion. And once they found the proper reply, they would do so. Me, on the other hand, I just panicked. I couldn't fathom the fact that this man was sitting here and talking to me. I didn't look good. I wasn't presentable. He just said good morning, and I took this as the most plaguing moment of my life. I could not figure out what to say. I was so shocked that someone decided to talk to me that I completely froze. I just froze. I sat there and I stared at him wide-eyed and confused, and he just kind of looked at me like... Eventually, I realized that I should probably reply, because otherwise he would find it very rude. So I did. Oh, hello there. I replied in a British accent. A British accent. Not even a good British accent. It was probably the most terrible British accent ever, but I replied in it because I panicked, and that's how awkward I am. I guess because I've been watching so many British YouTubers and listening to so many British musicians, and the fact that I was just watching Dan Is Not on Fire videos 10 seconds before, it just kind of stuck. But he just kind of stared at me. Just stared. This was the moment that I knew he had found me out. I knew I could not pull this off, and I knew that I had to come clean and just tell him, I'm sorry, I panicked, I'm very awkward, please forgive me, I'm not actually British. I was prepared to say I'm sorry and tell him until this happened. Wow, you're British? Now, every normal person would take this moment as the time to say, no, I'm actually not, I'm really sorry, I panicked, I'm not British, I'm sorry, but we can still be friends, we can still talk. Now, me not being a very normal person and being very, very awkward, I did not take this hint to just come clean. I ran with it, very poorly. I am not British. I am from Texas. I do not have any British accent remotely. I don't have any British relatives. I've never been around a British person in real life. So the fact that I could do this British accent well enough to convince him that I was actually British, I don't know how I did it, but I did. So we're sitting in class, and our professor decides he's going to play a few videos on the big screen. He pulls up a BBC Radio 1 video, and Dan and Phil are on it doing a funny challenge. I look over and I see the guy looking at me. He's just looking at me. You know, because I'm British. After class, it gets worse. He decides to wait for me outside of the class and walk me to my next class. As we're walking, he starts asking me about my family, my hometown, where I'm from, like, all these questions, and I didn't have the heart to tell him, so I made stuff up. So I'm still currently living my awkward moment, because until I find the courage to fess up and tell this man that I am not British, that I'm actually a poser, or until I never have to see him again, I'm going to have to continue this facade of the British girl. It's very tiring. I hope you enjoyed this awkward story, and I'll keep you posted on the many British adventures of Sarah. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We need all the subscribers we can get, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye!